So, this is Kime Interviews. We ask the hard questions. This guy got famous when he was like a fetus for drumming with Aaron Gillespie, and I thought it'd be a really cool video to have Connor kind of react to this video because it is an age-old gem with like 700,000 views.
Been a while since I've watched it, so yeah. Let's do it.
We're just gonna go through it. We're gonna slap these headphones on and we'll see what we have going on. So, why isn't the headphone jack working? For some reason the headphone's not working.
Yeah.
1 hour later.
So how did this happen?
So this was the third drum lesson I had with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had 2 others before this. He was doing lessons for a very limited amount of people, and my dad was able to get me one with him, and then after I had the first lesson, you know, it was so valuable that like he taught me so much, and you know, my dad's so supportive, so he was able to get me a couple more lessons with Aaron. So I was 15 here.
So your dad kind of arranged it? Like, did your dad know who Aaron Gillespie was before you did?
No, like he knew who he was because I was a fan.
Because you, okay, yeah. That makes sense. And then it was like, is this like at his house or is it a practice space?
This was at a practice space.
He's like, all right, let's see what you can really do.
Yeah, he's so casual about it, and then he plays like so fast, and yeah.
I think it's got to be a special thing for Aaron as well. Like, it'd be interesting to see Aaron react to this, because I wonder what he's like, yeah, who would have thought? Or maybe he'd be like, yeah, I definitely knew this kid was going to be insanely good.
Yeah, that's funny to think about.
Do you still do any of these exercises?
I do, yeah. To be honest with you, I do so much that he taught me in these lessons, like daily on tour. A lot of valuable stuff.
And you got to tour with Underoath.
We did, yeah. We toured together back in 2017, pretty full circle.
Yeah. And you never got to drum with Aaron for that though, right?
We never recreated it, no.
Gosh, that would have been so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now you're on the kit. I forgot about this. And then you guys like do like licks together. And
yeah, I remember this part because he had me play this exercise that he had taught me in the previous lesson. That was pretty hard to play, and he was just like walking around the room while I played it, just like listening. It's so intimidating, you know?
Dude, that was the style back then. Everyone just had their toms so flat.
Yep.
Oh, so weird.
I can't play like that anymore.
Oh.
But I loved it back then.
Yeah, back then it was like the style.
Yeah.
Everything flat too, like cymbals too.
Everything.
It looks sick, but it's just not.
Yeah. I don't even like how it looks anymore. But back then I did.
Yeah, back then it looked sick. This wasn't your Truth, right? That was his?
No, yeah, these were his kits.
But then you got endorsed by Truth.
Yeah, shortly after that. I remember too, like playing on these kits and seeing them in person was like, you know, it's like you've watched so many videos of him playing these drums and stuff, so seeing them in person and like sitting down and playing them was pretty wild.
Yeah, he's just walking around.
Yeah.
Is your dad filming? Is he the one?
Yeah, my dad filmed it all.
Your dad needs filming credits. He needs an IMDb page.
Oh God, struggling there. This is a hard exercise though.
What is he exactly having you do?
He's having me switch between, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like, you're switching between, it's 4/4, 3/4, 5/4, and then this kind of bossa nova beat at the end. And he would make me play it to a click. I don't think we had a click here, but he would make me, like when I would leave, he's like, practice that to a click. And playing it like this isn't that difficult, but playing it to a click,
yeah, because it's
tough because it's switching time. So when it switches to 5/4, it gets tough. Yeah, he
He's
told me
like,
to stop, and
you're
I'm
just
like,
in
I'm
the
in
zone.
it. Yeah, I remember that.
Do it. I wonder how many people he had doing lessons. Do you know? Like how many people he was even giving lessons? I mean, because he wasn't doing this all the time, was he?
No, it was like a very limited thing. I think there was so much he's not a, he's out there touring and
Yeah.
making music, and so a lot of those guys don't have time to. Oh my god.
Oh, he hits 2 4 times. Yeah, that was sick.
Dude, he just has the sickest style.
Yeah.
Like,
Perfect.
like someone else could play note for note what he
thing.
plays, and it doesn't. It's not like
that's
half as cool.
That's true.
But yeah, it was definitely like super limited. And it's not that I got like special treatment to get it or anything. It's just that my dad was awesome and called right
That's
away,
it.
and you know what I mean?
Luck of the draw.
Yeah, pretty much.
You ever wonder how different your playing style would be, or like your?
Dude, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and this is maybe a wild thing to say, but I don't know if I'd be a drummer for a living.
Dang.
If I didn't take these lessons.
That's crazy.
Like, that's dead serious.
That's crazy.
The thing is, like, I took lessons with a great teacher coming up, just like your local music store teacher. But those guys, most of them at least, haven't actually been out and toured.
Mm-hmm.
So they can teach you things out of a book, and they can teach you proper technique, and that's all valuable stuff. But Aaron was able to show me stuff like, hey, if you actually are out in a situation where you're touring, working for an artist, or in the studio recording for somebody, these are things you're gonna need.
Yeah.
And he made me work on stuff that like no one else ever told me to work on. And I've had moments like, I had a moment at Glow in the Dark Studios recording there with Being as an Ocean with Matt Goldman, who, that's where Underoath recorded their records, and they recorded them with Matt Goldman. And I remember Aaron told me when he made me do that 4-4-3-4-5-4 thing to a click, he's like, one day you're gonna be in a studio and they're gonna send a click in your ears and they're gonna go, oh, give me something in 5-4. And he's like, and you're gonna know how to do it because of this. And I like literally at Glow in the Dark,
That happened
on drums that he has recorded on.
That's funny.
With the producer that he recorded with, Matt Goldman was like, hey, can you give me something in 5-4? Let's try a 5-4 part here. And I had like a flash, like,
You're like, whoa.
I think I can do it because he made me do that,
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Gosh, man. And like, I think the huge thing too is like, like you're saying, a lot of teachers, they like, I feel like they play the long game of like, let me just show you every little thing about drums, where it's like, almost like makes you upset or like kind of like frustrates you of like, I'm not where I want to be. Because I'm sure he got you to like where you wanted to be, and then you can go back and learn like, if you want to change your form or you want to do something like that, then you can do that.
And I think those things are valuable, but I think really what it comes down to is that a lot of the typical teachers that people go to, they haven't actually been out and toured.
Yeah, so they don't know what to
so they may
teach
be a great teacher to teach you just how to play for a hobby and how to be good. But there are little things that you absolutely need, like skills that you need to have if you're going to be out touring and playing for different people. And it's not that they couldn't teach you those things, but they don't, simply because they don't know to teach you that.
Yeah.
And Aaron taught me, several of those things that saved me a lot of, I was in a lot of situations where I was prepared right off the bat, as opposed to, falling flat on my face to learn that lesson. I learned it before I was ever out in the field trying to tour and play music for a living. So.
And when did you stop taking lessons with him?
I took my first lesson with him, I was 13. My last one, I was 17.
Okay.
And he gave me stuff to work on that, like, it wasn't just like you go home and learn it maybe over a couple hours and then that's it. He gave me stuff to work on that it's like, no, this is never ending. He gave me stuff to work on that I'm still you know, trying to improve at. You know, like stuff that you're forever trying to get better at.
Yeah.
And that's like what's a more valuable lesson than that, you know, where you go home and it's like, well, I'm gonna work on this for the next 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
You know, and just keep developing this skill. And you know, I'm sure I would have found my way in learning a lot of those things eventually, but like the fact that I learned them so young from him, man, like that's just invaluable.
And I always see that as like a trend too. Like a lot of drummers are like, oh, I wouldn't know how to teach someone. And I think like a lot of like professional drummers that are touring like don't realize the information they have that they can equip people with.
You know, and I think it is tough to be a teacher too. I don't think anyone can. I think they have a lot of that information, but they may not be capable of like passing it on to somebody else. And that's something I got to give Aaron credit for. Is he was a good teacher, man.
That's
you know,
awesome.
it's you know, it's funny because I don't think about it as like a crazy thing now because I don't know, like we're just, you know,
Life happens.
I don't know. Yeah, life happened and, you know, whatever. It's not, you know, now I can have a conversation with him and it's not like the craziest thing in the world. But I don't know, like thinking back then, how big of a deal it was, you know. You know, it's crazy, like the fact that I got to play with my like idol and learn from him and pick his brain, and yeah, like how hands-on it was. And he was very personable and very he seemed invested, like he actually cared. Like I hope that every student who comes to me leaves with, you know, taking something away from it. So, and I definitely did. I'm like so grateful that I got that opportunity. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's got a great resume now of like, oh yeah, you want to see who I've taught and what they've become?
He's played with so many people now too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Paramore, like
crazy.
Gosh, dude, that's insane. Anyways, all right. Well, I thought this was cool. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. That was fun to revisit.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want any other comments or questions or concerns, leave them in the comments below, and we'll try to get to it as best as we can. So thanks for watching. This is Keim Interviews. Peace out.